Eastern equine encephalitis has been flaring up in Michigan. EEE, as it's called, is a rare mosquito-borne disease. Recently, a person in Berry County, more on the west side of the state, was suspected of being infected. 22 horses across 10 counties in Michigan have been confirmed to have the illness. Joining us now to talk live to explain more about what we need to know is Chris Beltowksi, known from Mosquito Joe. Thank you for being with us today. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, Alicia. Good morning.
Well, let's talk first, Chris, about protection and your company and your mission.
Sure. Well, first and foremost, we have a lot of customers right now who think that mosquito activity is leaving us because of the weather. But it's really important to know that 50 degrees is kind of that magic number. If the temperatures can consistently stay higher than 50 degrees, there's going to be activity. So that's really important to know. You don't want to stop protecting yourself, I would say, at this point. But most important is always removing water, standing water. This time of year, we're getting a little bit more rain in our weather. So we want to make sure that we're removing that water as it comes literally in a bottle cap like this. A mosquito can produce 300 eggs. So it's important to tip and toss, cups or frisbees or tire swings, clean your gutters out for sure. Everything that we can do not only to finish off the year good this year, but it helps for next year with the breeding process as well.
And I remember when the West Nile virus first came to Michigan years ago, and then Eastern equine encephalitis, people did start, getting into the habit of tipping over their bird baths and the tire swings and that kind of thing. But is it getting to a point where people should also be taking other precautions?
Yeah, well, absolutely. Again, with the weather being cool, there's no excuse at this point to not wear long sleeve clothing. That would be important for your children. This particular virus is really tough on children that are 15 or under. So you might even want to have them tuck in their pants into their socks if they're out in the early morning or they're out in the evening when the mosquito activity is up. So that's definitely something you want to do. And then repellent's always good. There's, of course, the off with DEET that's very strong and works really well. But there's also a lot of botanical oils that work really well. If you want that alternative, you may have to apply it a little more frequently, but they're very effective. So a lot of different botanical oils.
Why is EEE such a concern? We know it's in our state, but describe it really quickly.
I think what makes this different is that it has a really high fatality rate. So 1 in every 3 people that would contract it die from it. So a 33% fatality rate, which is really high. They have a vaccine actually for horses, hence the name equine, but they do not have a vaccine for human beings. And so really one bite is too much.
Well, thank you so much for reminding us of the precautions and joining us today from the franchise Mosquito Joe. Chris Beltowski, we really appreciate your knowledge this morning. Thank you.
Thanks again. Thanks. Have a great weekend.
You too.